here on Northeast Texas Today. Thanks again for joining us. Our broadcast this evening is made possible in part by David's Meat Market and the fine folks at Paris Air Conditioning. Well, we are here with some representatives today of Paris French Toastmasters, and we had the opportunity to meet Lavon in the first segment, and Sid has decided to stick around with us and welcome in our second guest today, which is Chantel Golden. Chantel, welcome to the program.
Thank you. Glad to be here.
Now, we've got something that's kind of unique here. Chantel is brand new to the program as far as Paris French Toastmasters, and we've been finding out a little bit about what you guys do. It's a very unique program. Sid, kind of give us a quick recap about Paris French Toastmasters and what the organization does.
Our organization, unlike most of your civic organizations, we're really designed to help people prepare themselves for leadership roles, for speaking opportunities that they may have in their work or other organizations. And so it serves a really good purpose to help people in that way, rather than as a community service type of organization. It provides an opportunity for people to practice and receive constructive criticism from fellow members in a very safe and friendly environment. We make it fun. We don't put any kind of pressure on people to, we just want to help people wherever they're at. They may be just as nervous that they can't even get their words out, or they may be someone who's already, like myself, I'd given lots of presentations, but I realized that I needed help, to do a better job of it. And I don't have a problem being in front of large groups. And it's strange, but sometimes you find things that you can be around a small group and be nervous. It's not necessarily the stage fright situation, but we have people with all types of problems with their speaking, or they just want to refine what they already do, and that's what we're there for.
It's interesting that you bring that up, because I have found that I have that problem in front of a small group. If it's 10 to 12 people, I'll tend to be a little bit more nervous as opposed to being on TV or on the radio or in front of a very, very large group. So it's really great to have that friendly environment where you can have that constructive criticism from people and have it in a non-threatening way too, where everyone is there to help you succeed, because everybody in the audience relates to exactly what you're going through. So, well, Chantel, you're brand new to the program. Tell me about your experience so far, and why did you get involved in Toastmasters?
Well, I've been a member for almost a year now, I guess, and I go to church with Sid and his wife, and I was telling his wife Kathleen that I guess mine is more political aspiration. Plan on running for district clerk when the current clerk retires, and so I was just telling her I have such a fear of speaking in public, and she was telling me that Sid goes to this group, it helps you with your public speaking and all of that, and so I talked to him about that, and I joined, or I went and observed a couple of times, and then they talked me into joining, and we really do have a good time. And as long as I do pretty good if I have a speech that I can just study for and prepare for. It's the table topics that Sid was talking about earlier that I hate the most.
Is that where they just sort of pull something out of a hat and you have to go on it?
Yes, and you wouldn't think that 1 to 2 minutes would be a long time to talk, but when you're just having to sit there and make up stuff to talk about, it's pretty hard for me.
Well, I can certainly see where political aspirations would obviously be an area that would require a great deal of public speaking, and I've worked with a number of different politicians, and I'm going to tell off on somebody here a little bit, a local folks that many of you will recognize. I was working with Mark Homer, who was our state representative for years. Mark Homer, when he first started in politics, he would come down to the radio station and we would do TV or radio commercials. And I remember going to an event that he was actually getting up and speaking for one of the first times in front of this kind of group for his office, and Mark struggled. He had a hard time, and he came down off stage, and he was really struggling with the speech and had a hard time, and the more he struggled, the worse it got, and everybody in the room just sort of felt sorry for him. And now I've been with him on several occasions, and he's such a fine speaker now. He's so casual, and it's just literally a case of the more you do, the better you get. That's why this program is so important, that basically anybody can get involved. Are there any fees involved, Sid? Do people pay dues to the program?
We have dues. If you want to join the Toastmasters International, it's approximately $46 every 6 months, I believe. twice a year, in other words.
Okay.
And that also covers our local chapter. It's really not that much considering what you get for it.
Mm-hmm.
We meet twice a month, and so that, and you get a really nice magazine that comes every month.
Now there's a website as well too.
That's correct.
Because this is not, obviously this is Paris French Toastmasters, but it is an international organization, correct?
That's right. That's right. International.
So is there an opportunity for exchanges if someone is coming through the area, or do they sometimes come and speak at your
We
program?
have visitors from, it's broken out into districts and regions and state and that
Okay.
sort of thing. And of course other countries. The way that if people want to do that and want to be exposed to different parts of the country, and we have these contests. If you're not comfortable with contests, you don't have to be involved with that. But that can be a lot of fun, and you receive awards and you travel and those kind of things. And so people, you might even just compete on a local level in our area here. But that's one way to be exposed and meet lots of people. There are conferences and all of that. I haven't really gotten involved with that aspect of it. I'm just at that level of just trying to better myself in speaking situations.
Have you found that it's helped you in your profession as well too?
Yes, I have.
Great deal. Good deal.
Or some of those things, I could probably say I knew that already, but it's just good to have that others who have been there a while to tell you need to do this or that, you need to practice on this, you need to use your body language, or whatever the case might be, your vocal variety, and all kinds of things that you might not think about. And in the magazine in itself, there were some wonderful articles in there and experience of others that's worth the dues right there.
Right.
I would say I've learned a lot just from reading the magazine.
I'm sure too, and Chantel, you could probably speak to this, being in it even for just a year. You now appreciate the ability for people to get up and do this. When you see someone who's a good public speaker, or someone perhaps on television or in some type of forum, church or whatever, and that skill level, you can recognize it very quickly, someone who's very comfortable with themselves as far as speaking. Is that true?
Yes, yes. And LaVon was on earlier, and I mean, don't let her lie to you and tell you that she is not a good speaker, because she is excellent. I mean, everything that she has ever spoke about, she's always done so good. And I mean, she is an inspiration to our group. So is Sid. And there's only 7 of us currently. I mean, we hope that this anniversary of next week, we'll be able to draw in more people and,
right.
Getting the word out. But there are several talented speakers in our group.
That's fantastic. Again, that's April the 25th. That is coming up Wednesday, April the 25th. The Chisholm Administration Building is when the event will take place. There will be a light lunch served and an opportunity for people to come out and find out more about Paris French Toastmasters. Now, I understand before we leave, there was a very special proclamation just this last week. Can you tell us about that, Sid?
That's right. This month, April 2012, was declared by the City Council and Mayor that to be Toastmaster, actually the Paris French Toastmasters month of the year. And I don't know if that's a repeating thing or not, but they made that official proclamation. So we appreciate them recognizing our club and the benefits that it has to our community.
Well, you have officially arrived. You have your own month now.
That's
so
right.
There you are. Well, congratulations on that. And thank you both so much for coming down. We want to thank LaVon for coming in as well, too. Again, if you would like to get involved with Paris French Toastmasters, Sid, can you tell us how they go about doing that? Just show up at one of the meetings?
That's generally how we do it.
Okay.
Just we have a website that you can go to.
Okay.
We're trying to get out some brochures and other types of flyers and bulletin boards at work, and so. But a great opportunity would be to come out on April 25th,
okay,
or any of the meetings. They're on 2nd and 4th Tuesdays of the month at Chisholm Administration Building. They're very gracious in letting us use their facility there. It's a very nice facility, and just find out more.
Fantastic. All right. Well, again, we want to thank Sid, Chantel, and LaVon for being a part of our program today, and we want to thank you for watching as well. So stick around. We have more to come, and hopefully these folks will come back and visit us again sometime real soon. So we'll make a date for that. All right.
Thank you.
Thank you.
We'll be back with more right after this.